Hello, I'm Jorge Ramirez. This is my video presentation for Early Childhood Education 703, Foundations of Early Childhood Education, Teaching and Leading ECE Programs in Dr. Monica Hunter's course. Today is February 23rd, 2025. My presentation is on social and emotional development, emotional intelligence in the preschool classroom. Social and emotional development. This is one of the domains in child development that is embedded in all assessment tools that are used in the preschool classroom. NAAYC, the National Association for the Education of Young Children, recognizes social and emotional development as one of the crucial domains for young children's well-being and long-term success. So, social and emotional development talks about helping children to label emotions, articulate their emotions, and express their emotion in a healthy manner. When children have a good social and emotional awareness, it helps them from responding in impulsive manners that can reduce the dysregulation during high anxiety experiences. Emotional intelligence is an idea that children can develop at a very young age. And in early childhood education programs, this is seen as the foundation for school readiness in children. In all school readiness definition, social and emotional development is part of school readiness. However, we have this idea in society that preschool classroom is the head start for children to develop cognitive skills. And during this development of cognitive skills, children are exposed to teacher-led activities with objectives that are from assessment tools and pretty much has very little input with children's ability to be creative. Emotional intelligence talks about children are exposed to social and emotional development experiences with their peers, with teachers, with adults. And children develop an idea of how they're feeling and why they're feeling a certain way. Children that are given these opportunities usually have conversations with their peers about feelings. They're given the opportunity to negotiate with their conflict and find solutions without the teachers constantly telling them what to do, when to do, or how to do it. The idea in society right now is that intelligence is based on cognitive development, and social and emotional development tends to take a backseat, if any, to society's ideologies of what kinder readiness looks like. However, through research, emotional intelligence tends to give children a better and more prepared development when they transition over to kindergarten. Social and emotional development also helps children with challenging behaviors. That also helps teachers that are having children with challenging behaviors. There is a correlation with challenging behaviors with children that have very low to no social and emotional awareness or emotional intelligence. For example, frustration and anger. When children tend to experience these feelings, they're not thinking properly. They're not ready to learn or to acquire new knowledge. On the contrary, their whole nervous system creates an imbalance that they're focused and fixated on those emotions, but they don't know how to properly vent them out or articulate them in a healthy manner, thus causing them to behave in a way that can be seen as challenging behaviors. Challenging behaviors arise that can obstruct and affect the child's development and learning in the classroom. These challenging behaviors weaken communication with peers, decrease the quality of the educational process, and reduces the learning academic achievement skills of attention and motivation with young children. Preschool children exhibit incorrect or limited behaviors due to the inadequacies in their cognitive capacities and deficiencies in their social skills. The correlation comes down to challenging behaviors stem from the lack of articulating their emotions. So if children are given that opportunity to properly articulate how they're feeling, they're more likely to be in control of their body, their emotions. That prevents them from engaging in these types of behaviors. Some challenges in early childhood education is that children need to develop skills that promote social and emotional development. When they have that, they have better opportunities in engaging with their peers. Their academic success is not only connected to the cognitive gains like the colors, numbers, shapes, sizes, and whatnot. Rather, it's connecting to their own emotional abilities and needs. When children have that, they're more likely to be able to absorb those cognitive skills that society wants children to have. With these skills, children can know their competencies and insufficiencies, increasing their control of their emotions by knowing how to properly and respectfully respond during dysregulation experiences or challenging behaviors. Social-emotional development is a predictor of school readiness and later school success, as children with social and emotional foundation have increased academic and behavior functionings in kindergarten and throughout their academic career. Now, the challenge lies in helping parents and society to see that the importance of social emotional development over those prescribed curriculums that parents and teachers tend to believe that prepare children better for their transition to kindergarten. I'm not saying that that's not important. What I am saying is that when we build a solid foundation of social and emotional development, then they're able to really grasp those concepts and academic components that everyone else wants. It's just a process. And that seems to be a common theme in challenges in early childhood education because of the pressure that society is throwing to our leaders and advocates of our field. So what do we need from our leaders? Well, we need to start listening to the research that suggests social-emotional development should be part of curriculums. In my experience working in the preschool classroom, I've only come across one very productive curriculum that focuses on emotions. That curriculum was called Second Step. Last I knew, it's not in practice anymore. When I did use it in the classroom with children, we talked about labeling emotions. We talked about what's making them feel a certain way and help children develop skills and strategies to better implement their challenging emotions that can lead into challenging behaviors. Leadership really needs to own up their positions and advocate for the importance of social-emotional development. Leadership also needs to debunk the ideologies that exist with the belief that academic curriculums is what preschool children need to be exposed to, because based on developmentally appropriate practices published by the NAAYC, that's not the way it works. That's not the way that children learn best. So we need leaders to really own up to that responsibility and to advocate for what's best practices for young children. Some long-term benefits: children that are exposed to social and emotional development tend to build this emotional intelligence. When we have emotional intelligence, we are more in control of how we're responding, how we're behaving, what we're thinking, our social interactions, our relationship buildings, not just short-term but long-term. There's also a correlation with children that are emotionally intelligent tend to have more academic gains, not just through third grade but lifelong. And more importantly, the more instant benefit is that it diminishes challenging behaviors. That always seems to be a hot topic with preschool teachers: children that are misbehaving, children that are dysregulated. Of course, when we're not helping them to properly label, articulate, or express their emotion, this is what type of behavior you're going to have. But children that are better in control of their emotions tend to have more receptiveness to not just social interactions, but also cognitive gains in the classroom. I thank you for your time. These are my references. Enjoy the rest of your day.